So, today, day 4, and I just got done having some coffee with the ex inside, and I know that she's trying really hard. You know, she kind of wants to be friends, whatever. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm still just a little bit, I'm a lot hurt. But I've still got a million things to do out here. And one of those things is figuring out, do I really need as many hanging shirts as I've had before? And the obvious answer to that is no. So I'm going through this closet to try and get rid of anything that, not necessarily get rid of, but just take down any of like my workout shirts, sports shirts, hiking shirts, anything like that. Stuff that can be folded and I'm not worried about it being wrinkled or whatever. So all of these polyester style shirts, they're coming down. Anything with a collar, anything that's cotton or that can wrinkle easy, I'll just leave hanging up. But otherwise, it's going to get put away, folded, or if at the very least, I will evaluate those shirts and get rid of them if I don't really wear them anymore. Because you'd be surprised at just how much you accumulate over time, and you never realized, hey, I didn't really need it in the first place. I mean, honestly, why am I hanging up a tank top? Why? So that's how much I managed. That's how many hangers. It's pretty significant if you ask me. So what is that, about 15, 20 different hangers? And closet is full. And yes, I wear a lot of dark colors. Mainly because it goes with everything. So, I mean, if I wear a black shirt, no matter what I put on, pair of jeans, pair of shorts, they all fit. And I managed to clear the main closet out quite a bit. So I've got, 3 or 4 down jackets and a hoodie jacket, and that has left some extra room, all of this room. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do in this area yet, but I'm thinking I'm going to try and maybe I might even take these out and maybe just put some shelves or something in this area. But like I said, I'm not 100% for sure yet. But this is a nice big storage closet for anything, and it's right over the wheel well too, so I can put more weight here in this area and not have to put it back there or put it up toward the front where you really don't want it. But yeah, so, and I've also got a pile of giveaway clothes, and I'm not really for sure about clothes yet, so we're working it out though. Okay, so I made a boo-boo, I guess. The other day, I went and bought this curtain. And I thought that it was going to work, but I completely forgot. Because, honestly, I don't really like the pattern. I mean, it's got, like, flowers or leaves on it or something. I don't know. It just didn't go with the decor. But before me and the girlfriend split, literally, like, a week before, we repainted my office and did a bunch of rearranging and purging, I guess, which actually at this point now kind of comes in handy. But I had forgotten that I had just purchased a brand new set of solid black curtains. And if I'm not mistaken, they're going to fit just fine on that tension rod up there. So let's get a look at a before and after, shall we? So not too bad, not too bad. They're a little bit lighter than the other curtains. The other curtains were like really, really heavy. So again, kind of helps me out because, you want less weight in your camper than more weight. So I don't think it looks too bad. And the pattern is nice and neutral. It's just sort of like a geometric pattern instead of sort of a, I don't know, flowery. It's not really flowers. It's like vines and leaves. But anyway, it didn't go with anything. But yeah, I think this one looks pretty good. So yeah, here's the pattern. Like I said, it's a little bit more geometric, not so much these. It's like leaves and shit. And vines, right? Not so good. Because, I mean, it literally doesn't go with anything. Like, everything in here is, like, geometric, very neutral. Stuff like that. So, Unfortunately, they are still a little bit long, but I think what I'm going to do is, because I can sew, I'm going to maybe hem these up and maybe put just some tiny little weights and then sew in little pockets for those weights so that it keeps it downward. Some downward pressure. But yeah, and it, unlike the other one, this one splits in the middle. So the other one was just a solid curtain, so I had to pull it open or closed from one side or the other. So I think that also has its benefits and drawbacks, but I'm happy with this. Completely happy with it. So I just got done sweeping again. It's like the second or third time I've had to sweep today, and I'm still in my driveway. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what it would be like if you were in, say, like Arizona, where there's just like nothing but dust 100% of the time. And unfortunately, that's where the vast majority of BLM land is. So if I ever wanted to go and catch a break, live rent-free for a little while, my house would basically just be full of dust all the time, I think. I mean, it's ridiculous how often I feel like I am sweeping in here. And while a regular old broom is lightweight and, you know, relatively cheap to own and all that kind of stuff, I'm really just thinking about picking up a rechargeable electric or something. I don't know. That means then I've got to have a place for that charger too, and I've already got so many extra plug outlets for things that need to be charged constantly. It's never ending. I mean, like, I've only been doing this for like 3 or 4 days, and like I'm just constantly in my head thinking about resources all the time. Am I gonna have enough water? Should I go and buy that generator right now? Make sure that I have power, you know, out and about. You know, how am I gonna keep the heat down? Even though I'm in an aluminum trailer, you know, the camper has a great skin on it, and it does reflect a lot of light, but I mean, it's not like that heat doesn't get in, and windows are always the biggest point of fault when it comes to, you know, your insulation. So I'm like, maybe I should get some ceramic tint for these windows, which is going to cost me an arm and a leg. So it's just always resources, constantly, resources, constantly, resources. Well, the 4th day is now over. I feel like I got quite a bit accomplished today. Managed to get the vast majority of all my clothes situated, and after I did that and got rid of a lot of the hangers and stuff that were honestly kind of overkill for this space, and once I kind of got everything where I felt like it needed to be, I've still got quite a bit of storage space. Like, there is no shortage of storage in these older Avions. I mean, they've just got cabinets for days. I mean, I still have these 3 overhead cabinets that have absolutely nothing in them. I've got 2 overhead cabinets over top of the kitchen that have nothing in them. I managed to pare down and get everything out of the main wardrobe, so there's nothing in there either. But I think I've got some plans for what I want to put in there. Vast majority of like underneath the sink storage, there's not much under there. I mean, there's a few little miscellaneous, you know, maybe a sponge, maybe some dishwashing liquids, stuff like that. But I mean, I've got so much space there. I've got storage space underneath the stove and oven. Nothing's under there either. So, I mean, I have still got a significant amount of space. Now, obviously, I'm a guy, so my requirements are much, much lighter. I don't, just because I have the space, I don't plan to just fill it up, you know, with stuff. So, which is good, because coming from an ultralight backpacking background, you know, that means that I'm very weight conscious. So I fully intend, over the process of getting all of my stuff together, figuring out what exactly needs to come and what doesn't. So I still feel like I can whittle some of my items down and get even lighter than what I am now. Because I do have to make room for other heavier items, like the generator, like the portable washer and spin dryer, which is going to be really convenient because I've got a full-size tub in the bathroom. I'll just be able to plop it right down inside the tub, do my clothes, and it can drain right out the, you know, right into the tub. So I do plan on picking up some biodegradable, I guess, laundry soap or whatever. So that should help me be able to do, you know, my clothes pretty much anywhere, and, you know, flush the water, because it'll be clean water wherever I'm at. So even if I'm boondocking and I happen to need to do some clothes, if they're just like really, really bad, you know, I'm not going to feel bad by emptying the wash tank or the gray water tank anywhere, because I'll be using biodegradable soaps and stuff like that. And I guess the final piece of info is that, you know, it just kind of feels like, you know, there's not any hope now. It just, you know, I saw her quite a bit today, and you know, she'll just say little things like, well, you know, it's not always going to be like this, or basically meaning that, you know, you're not always going to be here. And, you know, so yeah, I think perhaps at this point, you know, there is no turning back. She doesn't seem to be upset about it. Not like I am, anyway. I got a pretty soft interior, but a pretty tough exterior. I am really bad with showing emotion. But then again, from my experience, I think most guys are. Sometimes I feel, you know, like something could well up and I could just turn loose, and then just right there at the cusp of it, it just shuts down. So I don't know. It's probably not healthy to do that, but that's just what happens naturally. I mean, I honestly, I can't help it. At least I don't think I can. Maybe the longer I'm by myself and I know that there's no one watching, I can just cut loose one day. But right now, I feel like I have to be strong, and that I have to be determined, because at this point, I have no partner anymore, and I don't have a home anymore, and I'm really frightened because I'm not going to see my animals anymore, not going to be able to take care of them anymore. I mean, it's just going to be myself and my thoughts, and I don't know, it's just kind of a scary prospect to begin again. And especially when you don't want to start over. And I think that's the scariest part. Is it's not just starting over, but it's starting over unwillingly, you know, being forced to pick up pieces and just try to begin all over again. It's like, who are you? What do you do? Where do you live? How old are you? And it kind of makes you question, you know, like, what are you if you're not married at my age, if you're not with someone at my age, if you're not in a stationary place at my age, you know, what does that make you? So, I don't know. Those are just the daily musings, you know, just the brain trying to figure stuff out, trying to make sense of all this, especially when it's very unnatural for me right now. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't want to get used to it. I would prefer it to be the way it was, and I wish that I was a different person sometimes, so that I could be what someone wants / needs or whatever. But I don't know. I'm trying not to beat myself up. But so far, so good, I suppose. And everything is, I guess, moving along fairly well. I mean, I've just got an insurmountable amount of stuff left to do. You know, it's one thing to have it all planned out and you just get to go step by step. I got to get this done, this done, this done. But when it's just all slammed onto your shoulders all at once, and you've got to get it done and get it done relatively fast so that you can finally break off clean from your ex, who's literally less than 50 yards away from you right now. It's pretty tough. It really is. So anyway, I hate that all of these videos have been, you know, semi-depressing, but, you know, like I said, I want this to be as raw and as real and as honest as they can be. I I want to document this process, and I don't want it to go unseen, either by myself or whoever else happens to maybe go through the same thing that I'm going through right now. I'm going to call it a night and turn in. So hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you did, maybe give it a like and subscribe to the channel and follow me along. So at any rate, I will see you guys again tomorrow.